We're gonna show the pour on the Agitated. Nothing but problems. Like I said, it's over carbonated. We're getting a blast of foam. I changed the O-rings once, but boy, that's pure, nice and foamy. Nice and foamy. So we'll let that settle. It'll settle out in a day or two. But that's a glass of foam. I'm getting CO2 in the line, even though I put a new O-ring on here a little while ago. So shaking the keg is a good idea sometimes, and other times it's not. So if you do end up a foamy beer like that, if it's over carb, pour in a pitcher. That foam will settle out, and you have a nice beer once it settles out. Why wouldn't you? So, after shaking the keg on the Agitated IPA, we end up being a little overcarbonated. And I'm pouring really some foamy beers, but that's okay. We let it settle for a few minutes, and we're going to get a taste test on this. Finally, after all that time, the Agitated IPA. Oh boy, with all the agitation that came with it. She's smelling nice. Oh, grapefruit IPA. This is the one we use 19 ounces of hops on. You hear the dogs barking over there. That must be a cat or a squirrel or something. Squirrel! Oh, you can smell the grapefruit in this baby. There's the color. I don't know if it's showing through. So she is carbonated. A little bit, maybe too much. I dialed it down again. I had to change O-rings again. I think I blew out an O-ring when I had the pressure up too high on the delivery side. It was a little crushed. Man, those dogs are really going crazy. So let's get a taste on this. Man, it smells delicious. Here we go. Let's see what it is after all this time. Wow. Grapefruit and hoppy. I kind of figured it'd be hoppy with all those hops. Man, those dogs are going crazy over there. Oh, and the head is fading. It's finally starting to fade down because of the overcarbonation. The lacing is really decent. This came in at 4.9, almost 5%. It was just a couple points below 5%. Oh, she just smells so grapefruity. Oh, and floral. Probably that's from the Cascade hops I grew that I put in the mash tun. Got to get the wife's opinion on this when she gets home and give her a sample. But otherwise, she's drinking good, smelling good. I give it on a scale of 1 to 10. I give it a 7.5. I like it. Of course, the first couple pours are a little rough. You get some trub in the bottom of the keg if you don't use secondary fermentation or do any filtering. And a couple little floaties in there. That's not going to hurt you. They're flavorable. Little pieces of yeast. So we're going to close this down till the wife gets here and gets a taste on this. Then we'll finish off the tasting and see how she likes it. It's actually got some legs on it. Very drinkable, very grapefruity. Hence the name Grapefruit IPA. Agitated IPA, batch 133, 134, whatever the hell it was. I was so agitated, I don't know what to tell you. So we're going to set this aside and check my ribs, see how they're doing for 7 hours. Yeah, so you saw how that poured. And she poured thick. She's like a mattress. She's like a I think Beer Man would say a foamy mattress, and it does look like that. And the head will fade here in a few minutes. And the head protects your beer for flavor and everything else. There's nothing wrong with a heavy head. It's just that you get gypped on the beer. I'm willing to let it settle down. So the wife is back, and she poured herself one. I let it settle for her, and she's going to smell it.
Oh, wow. Beautiful aroma.
She's getting a nice aroma of
grapefruit. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
can smell the hops or cascades. What a wonderful smell.
the aroma is absolutely fantastic.
Beautiful aroma.
I had one already. I just did it, and I showed the people how it tasted. And
Oh, that's a
whatnot.
bitter head.
This is that IPA, the Agitated. We had a lot of trouble with, I guess.
Oh, it's an IPA, all right.
Now she's getting it.
It's a double IPA.
Yeah, she's knowing she's calling it a dipper.
Good mouthfeel.
She don't want to be on camera, folks. She's just ready to get into the pool.
Good flavor. Not too sweet.
Well, there is no sweetness I'm getting at all. I know it finished at, it's a 5%, 4.9%. And
Nice bitter hop.
finished at 1013, I believe, which it leaves a little sweetness behind, but you're not going to taste the sweetness with that amount of hop. At least I won't.
Now we used our Cascade.
That was 13 ounces of our Cascade in the mash tun, which was just an aroma hop for the
And
mash.
then Warrior.
No Warrior. No.
Which one was it? Citra and Mosaic or
This was all those massive amounts of hops, Mosaic and
Centennial?
Centennial and I forget the other one. But what do you think of it as far as an IPA? And
Oh, really nice IPA flavor.
it's windy. I don't think her voice is going to come out on
Nice
camera.
IPA flavor. Very juicy.
Drinkable, sessionable at 5%.
That is a juicy IPA.
I would call it not a juice bomb, but
That grapefruit really enhances the flavor.
I used a grapefruit extract on this, and she really punched through. She popped it up like no tomorrow. So yeah, she's liking it. And like I said, there's a few chunkies in there. Once this settles down and the carbonation settles back down, it'll pour better. And of course, if I have some guests over, which we'll put it in a pitcher, so it's you don't have to deal with all the foam. And you guys give me an honest opinion of what it's like. So we're liking it here as far as she calls it a dipper, and it is. We got a Founders here, and we're gonna drink a Founders after this. And the Founders is at 42 IBUs, I believe, and 4%. This is 1% higher. And if I had a guess on the IBUs, which I don't calculate them, I'd have to give it in a range of 80, up into the 80 range or something. I had the alpha acids were really high on those hops. So until next time,
Prost.
Prost. We're hoping this continues to be a good beer. I don't see it getting any worse. So until the next tasting, Prost. Stay thirsty, my friends. All right, finishing it off with this camera. 8 hours. I was going to cook it for 6. 8 hours. These ribs have been on here. The bones are showing there. So we're going to pull these off and have them with a nice salad. Wow. What a way to finish off a beer review.